Hey VC, it's Ron. Thanks for stopping by. Hope everybody's been doing well. Had this week off, so I've really been enjoying that, and I got to go back to work tomorrow, so yeah, it was nice. I know I did say a midweek video, but I got lazy, and sorry about that. But here it is Sunday. I'm ready to knock one out. And so I'm gonna show some 45s, but also I picked up a small stack of albums, so I'll be showing those too. But yeah, I have quite a few singles to show, but I'm not gonna show them all. Okay, before we get to the vinyl though, I want to ask a question. Last year I noticed that whenever I go into like a convenience store or a fast food restaurant, the clerk, who is always male, would say, "Hey boss, how's it going? Hey boss, what can I get for you today?" And it seems like this year it has just really escalated, and it seems like there's hardly a week goes by where they don't say, "Hey boss." So I'd like to know, is this just a local thing that's happening here, or is this like a disease that's like spreading out through the whole country? I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. I would rather be called sir, but I was just wondering if it's been happening to other people. So let me know. And if you're the one that's saying, "Boss, knock it off." All right, I got some albums to show, and this first one is originally a 7-inch EP that came out in Europe, and it's by The Move, and it's called Something Else from The Move. And this is a 1981 German reissue on a 45 RPM 12-inch single. And they're mint in the shrink, and the really cool tracks on this. What makes it cool is they're all cover versions. And I was a little disappointed that it's live, but good live recordings, and I think it's authentic live. So it's So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star, The Byrds, Stephanie Knows Who, Love, Something Else, Eddie Cochran, It'll Be Me, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Sunshine Help Me, Spooky Tooth, from their first album. So really cool, good live versions of those songs, and it's on the Cube label. It has a sticker on the cover, it was from a used store here in Phoenix, Grassroot, and I really miss Grassroot Records. They closed a little over 30 years ago, and they opened up in 80, closed about 87, and the owner was just the nicest guy, Joe Lindsay, and I haven't seen Joe in probably nearly 30 years, and I don't know whatever happened to him. I hope he didn't pass on, but he was a great guy. And he was just a really honest seller. He didn't price gouge, and his prices were very, very reasonable, sometimes even downright cheap. But the problem with that is if you took him stuff, he wouldn't offer you that much for it because he sold it for such a low price. But it worked out, you know. But I really miss that store, so I was really glad to get that. Pretty rare to find a Grassroot price sticker. It's the only one I have, so cool. Alright, this next album is by a sort of a rural rock band, very slight tinge of country. Most of it's more of a folk rock sound, and if you're a fan of Moby Grape or the Byrds, you will really enjoy this album. And the name of the band is Joad. And this is their only album from 1971 on the Vanguard label. First pressing, silver Vanguard label. And I think they were all related. Maybe brothers, cousins, I don't know. But I know at least two of them were Jason and Omar Rivera. So, yeah, really good. I liked pretty much the whole album. Really good. The Joad theme, opening track, minute-long tune with kazoo, we could do without. But they do say their name in that song, and it's Joad, not Jody. So, yeah, real good. I noticed the harmonies were very much like the Bee Gees. You don't get that on every track, but yeah, if you liked that sort of sound, check it out. I would rate it 3, maybe as much as 3.5 stars. So very good album. All right, I got an upgrade on my Moby Grape Jam album with a nice crispy mint minus cover. Just look at that. Fantastic. So very nice upgrade on that. Here's another one that's nice and fresh and crispy, and it's the first Spirit album, stereo copy in the original shrink wrap. And man, I've been looking for a nice cover of this album for so long. It's always got ring wear, so very, very cool. Let's see if I can pull this off here. So how does that work? Alright. This next one I hardly ever see, and it's John Kay and the Sparrow, 1967 album on Columbia, and it's on the 2i. This has got both the Sparrow singles that were released here in the United States, all 4 tracks, in true stereo. So very cool, because you get the singles that are going to be mono. So that was nice to hear those, and very cool, excellent psychedelia on those tracks too. The rest of it is more John Kay vocal, sort of R&B sound, you know. Recorded 66 and 67. The singles have this guy on vocal, Dennis Edmonton, and that's actually Mars Bonfire, the guy that wrote Born to Be Wild. So yeah, this came out of Wallach's Music City, and at one time it sold from the store for 99 cents, and it's also got a promo sticker. Wallach's was based in California, and they had several stores. Opened up in 1940, closed in the late 70s, bankruptcy, and it was like LA's first great record store. Frank Zappa worked in one of the outlets in 1965 in the singles department. A lot of images, if you go to Google Images, a lot of images of the store. They had listening booths. They had like 24 listening booths along the wall. You could go in there and listen to albums, and that's what that record was. It was for customers to listen to the music before they bought it. And I also have this one here. This is different, as it's actually got a custom Wallach's Music City cover, and demo information there. Jefferson Airplane After Bathing at Baxter's. This is the only one I've ever seen, and I've never seen an album around here with that either. So you people in California, namely Vinyl Richie, you ever see anything like that in your area? Curious to know. This is Chelsea, and this is sort of a soft psych, not real deep psych, it's a little bit psych. 1970 album. It's their only release on Decca, the black Decca label. And I picked this up in a thrift store, but unfortunately it's warped. So I can't listen to the first track on each side, but I was able to listen to the rest of it. I grabbed this because it's got Peter Criss on drums and backing vocals, who is, of course, the drummer for Kiss. Those generally go for $50, $75 in clean condition. So, almost done with the albums here. What's on the, oh, no, excuse me, I'm not going to show that. I was going to show that, and I decided not to. What is on the turntable is Comsat Angels. And this is Neo Psychedelia from 1981. This is their most dark and gloomy album. Most of their music is not this way. So if you're a fan of Echo and the Bunnymen's Heaven Up Here, you'll want to check this out. Excellent album from this British band. And Comsat is short for Communication Satellite. I was a big fan of that band in the 80s. I had pretty much all their music. And I got rid of a lot of it, but I did keep that one because I love that album so much. Okay, I'm going to breeze through some a little bit of 7-inch stuff here. And a lot of these I got really cheap, less than $1. And so that's, you know, that was a big motivation to grab it, obviously. US Dave Clark 5 picture sleeve from September of 1966. No record, but cool song, 19 Days, very cool song. Rice is Nice, the Lemon Pipers from February of 1968. No record. The Monkees, Daydream Believer from October of 67. No record. The Monkees, Pleasant Valley Sunday from July of 67. And I did get the record. This was a promo record for Chevrolet dealers. When you went to look at a car, or maybe, you know, bought a car, they would give you this. And it's got 2 tracks, The Circle, Camaro, and Paul Revere and the Raiders, SS 396. This is from 1967, and Special Products label. The Paul Revere and the Raiders had been originally released in '65 on an earlier record, and they reissued as the B-side to the Circle track. And I don't think any of the, just regular songs by the band, and not found on any other record, I don't believe. Paul Revere and the Raiders from 1969, January of '69. Mr. Sun, Mr. Moon. The Ventures, May of '66. Sorry about the glare there. I'll show some earlier stuff. From March of '58, Dwayne Hickman. And this is Pop and Rock on Paramount. Dwayne Hickman is also known as Dobie Gillis. If you've ever seen the life and adventures of Dobie Gillis, the 1950s TV show, he played Dobie. And also in the cast was a young Bob Denver, who played Maynard G. Krebs, a beatnik kind of a character. That was way before his Gilligan. So yeah, he sings on this, and I guess he does. Doesn't much sound like him, but I imagine it's him. So that was kind of unusual to find that. And here's a Dwayne Eddy from April 1960. And got the single with it. The Everly Brothers, 1961. Okay, I'm going to show a few 45s in the correct company sleeves. Well, this one's almost correct. It's a reissue of one of the Sun Records releases, Baby Let's Play House. Only it's on RCA instead of Sun. And this is from March of 1959. Elvis. And the original company sleeve would have been the red, the white, and the yellow. This one's got the blue. So it's probably more from about 1960. But still not an easy sleeve to find. Here's one of those early Beatles records with Tony Sheridan. Why? And Cry for a Shadow. Cry for a Shadow is just a really good instrumental by the Beatles, and recorded in 61. Recorded 61. And interesting, it was written by George Harrison and John Lennon, as you can see there on the writing credit. So this did have a picture sleeve, and those are pretty hard to find, but a clean record, so very cool. Here is the Zigzag People, and this is a couple of songs that isn't on their album on Decca, and this is from December '69. These are originals by the band instead of cover versions. This is okay, nothing spectacular, but they only had their album and they only had that 145, so you get those two and you got the compilation. I know Randy's got the album. Here's Junior Walker, I'm a Road Runner, in 1965 on Soul label. March of '66. And this is a UK import, The Sweet, Teenage Rampage, and Own Up, Take a Look at Yourself, from January of 1974. Really good rockers, heavy rockers here, and I believe these are both non-album tracks originally. Correct company sleeve. Nice, super clean Black Sabbath, Paranoid. October of '70 with Wizard on the flip, and the first US 45 here by Black Sabbath, and super clean condition. Didn't have a picture sleeve, so I got the correct company sleeve for it. And got this company sleeve. I had the record. I picked. Some of these were recent finds. Others I had the record. I had the record for Black Sheep, the first promo. This had Lou Gramm on vocals, and picked up the Chrysalis sleeve for it. 1974. And then I had this sleeve, but I didn't have a record for it, so I got a record for it. It's Heart, Magic Man from January of 1976, Mushroom Records. And their slogan was, "There's magic under our umbrella." Okay, that's going to do it for the video, and I'm kind of experimenting with light. I added an extra light up there. I think it's adding more glare. But it's an amber light, so I was hoping it would make a little more of a warmer glow in the picture of the video, so I don't know. But anyway, that's going to do it, and yeah, I don't know when my next video will be. It's probably going to be a while. It may be a month. So, but I'll still be out there watching you guys. So take care, and see you in the future. Bye.